welcome back to 1 Million Cups. I just want to say Happy New Year. Feliz Año Nuevo para todos. Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this community. I know we're kicking it off, so we were anticipating this, but thank you for our loyals for always being here and being part of this community and being here every morning. We appreciate it. Thank you for supporting our entrepreneurial community, and we are off to a great year. Hopefully, it's been a little slow, we were, kind of getting into the group last week, so I know we had a great 1 million cups. I was sick, I'm so sorry I wasn't here last week, but now we're here, all of us are here, our team is full, and we are ready to go. We have a lot of things to talk to you about, but we're going to start by going through our normal routine of every week with the 1 million cups, with the 1 million cups introduction, and then we'll get started with our presenter, and then we'll go over some, coming up events that we have. Yeah. Okay, so 1 million cups again is a national it's funded by the Kaufman Foundation. It is a national program. It is the mission is for us to have a community of presenters and a community of supporters that come and listen to our presenters talk about their journey, talk about their story, and for us to support them in any way that we can as a community. So that is the mission of 1 Million Cups. We are one of 34 1 Million Cups in the Southwest region. That includes the state of Texas. We are very proud to be the newest one in the state of Texas. And I guess we're not going to call each other new anymore because it's almost going to be a year. And we will have a big celebration to, kind of celebrate our 1 year anniversary at 1 Million Cups. But we continue to be a new one because they haven't, opened any of those. So. Our pillars for 1 Million Cups, these are presentations, these are not sales pitch. Our presenters are not here to sell you a product or service, but they are more than willing to talk about what inspired them and what they're doing and what they're passionate about. But the idea here is for them to share their story. So that's what this is all about. This is held every week, from every Wednesday from 9 to 10. We, if we don't have a presenter for any reason that week, we'll do a networking session. So all of you can then interact with each other and have a conversation, have some coffee. But we are very much in the vision of having a presenter, at least one presenter or two at the most every single week for the entire year. So if you want to be a presenter or a sponsor, please sign up in one of our links. A sponsor for our coffee, try to sign up in one of our links. We are looking for presenters. One thing I'm going to introduce today is that we're looking for support on the organization coordination. So if you're interested in supporting us and being part of the organizing team for 1 Million Cups here at eBridge, please come and talk to Beth over here or talk to me about becoming part of the organizing team. Meaning, you will help us get presenters, you will help us coordinate in the morning. We just need all the support as we are getting bigger and better at it. We want to make sure that you will get included. This is not about UTRGV, this is not about BCAC, this is about you. So if you are interested in being part of the coordinating team for 1 Million Cups, please see us after, and we can talk to you a little bit about how we're going to incorporate that feature here in our organization to be able to support you all more. Okay, today's campaign sponsor is Harmony Insurance Group. Thank you. For always supporting us and always bringing us great coffee here at 1 Million Cups. And again, if you guys want to be sponsors, you know the links that we put up there. Right now, please, we're going to silence our cell phones. If you need to have a side conversation, because I know we all are working, please text outside so we can give the respect that we need to give to our presenter. And without further ado, we're going to get started with our today's presenter is my document.ai by Rodrigo Berber. Thank you, Rodrigo, coming up.
Hi, good morning. I'm presenting today my document AI, and basically we have two products that we want to launch. I want to launch.
Rodrigo, you don't need the mic.
If you don't need to use the mic if you don't want to, but if you want to, you can.
Okay. navigate information with confidence and clarity. Okay, so basically right now with AI, whenever you want to get information, there's a lot of problems. There's a natural memory limitation for all the models. So for example, you might plug in a file or whatever, and it's going to have a context window, and it's very hard for the model to overpass that. What I'm doing is building a vector database and overcoming those memory limitations. Another thing is the contextual relevance. It's very hard for you to know how the model derives the output. So essentially, over here, what I'm doing is creating enriched responses, right? Another thing is the clarity, the transparency, the same thing. Sometimes you don't know if the model's outputting something that's correct or incorrect, right? So that's a big issue, and that is called a hallucination. A hallucination is a plausible but incorrect response in AI generated. So a real world example, a lawyer actually cited a fake case in court and has been sanctioned for basically using incorrect information that an AI generated. And this has severe repercussions, especially if you're working with important information. So this is a demo. That's the website. Let me see how I can play it. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, it's a video.
I'm gonna play.
That's the website. Right now, you can. That's adding a chat. I had uploaded the labor code of Texas there. So there we're inputting the chat name, right? Texas labor code and starting a chat. If you can see on the right-hand side, it's telling you what document you're talking to. So over there, it's a big document, like 5,000 pages. So I asked it, can you force somebody to retire? And I need to add there, like generating a response or whatever, just so that it looks better. But right now it's going to respond, and you're going to see that the response is going to have inline citations with the actual text it derived out. So, yeah, it takes a little bit. Okay. So the blue part is actual text, right? And then you can see in the hyperscript the citation. Over there it says page 17 because what it actually does is that it chunks a piece of a document into several sections. So that might be the upper section, the second section, and so forth. Now, if you can upload more than one document, and you can talk to any documents at a time as you wish. So there I'm just uploading a sample PDF, right? Yeah, essentially you can talk to as many documents as you want at the same time, right? And this is very important for people that want to talk to a lot of documents at the same time and get clarity on how the output was derived. Because yeah, ChatGPT is very powerful, but at the same time, it's very hard. And the way they're doing it, they're just using that context window to derive their outputs. And over here, what I'm doing is essentially referencing to a specific thing and constraining the model to that specific text, right? So, and at the same time, you can filter by description, name, or whatever. They have a lot of documents. So yeah, this is just they're showing how you can filter, right? And there you can see the two documents you're talking to. At the very top, it has the messages or the message credits. Basically, this would be a subscription website where a user has like 300 credits per month or whatever for $6-7 a month. and at any time they can cancel their credits roll over to the next month. So, for example, you pay 1 month and just use 100 credits, you can cancel your subscription, and of course you have those other 200 credits that roll over. And this is to limit my cost because I guess I pay computational seconds, right? So every message, right, is computational seconds that are cost to me. So yeah, it's just part of there you can see that it says the source, the actual text, and what else? Okay, it also has a web mode. Okay, and that one it did it. The web mode, it actually will perform a web search and scrape the websites and derive a response from there. Here, you can do documents and web mode at the same time. The thing is that, for example, if you ask that question, can I force somebody to retire? It's not going to know in Texas, right? It's going to maybe say Australia, UK, or whatever. Right now, this response, it generated something from the UK because that was just what it found. So if you want something very specific, of course, you just ask based on your documents. If not, it's just going to perform a web search. Yeah, and whenever you're doing the web mode and the documents, the response takes a long time because backend is doing a lot of things, right? So, of course, for this to look a little bit better, I need to add a little thing, generating response or loading, whatever, right? But yeah, this takes more time because of that same doing a lot of things on the backend, and then it gets both data and then rewrites it into a more the most relevant responses or information it gets, and then produces down from there. So yeah, as you can see, it's taking a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, so over here, all Wikipedia, right? And then it's gonna ask the same question, but now with, okay, asking the same question, but now just in Texas. And then the response is actually gonna be a combination of both web search and the documents. Right now you're gonna see that, yeah, the response as a citations is gonna include the document and some other sources. So yeah, this does take a little bit of time because if you do both at the same time, it just takes a lot. But yeah, essentially, users have the limit of the credits, right? They also have a hard cap on the number of pages they upload. For example, it might be 10,000 pages, but at the same time, if you just delete a file, those credits will return. So let's say you uploaded 9,000 pages, you delete the document, and then you're back to 10,000, right? But the message credits do roll over. So, yeah, well, and as you can see, citation number 3 is the labor code PDF. The other 2 were websites. So yeah, this way, for example, if the lawyer would have used this and had verified the actual text, it would have known that essentially there's a wrong output, right? Now, this in ChatGPT, it's impossible to eliminate hallucinations, right? That's a big problem, and the thing is that LLMs or AI in general works with probability, so it's just going to output the most probable response. Now, it doesn't know if that response is correct or not, right? So that's the big issue. So, yeah. Okay. So yeah, again, the business model. Es que este es el otro.
Ya, toma. ¿Quieres poner video?
No. Está bien. Okay.
You good?
Second. Yeah, the subscription model, the credit system, right? That's just to put a cost ceiling on my per user basis. Yeah, and at the same time, I think from what I've researched, I mean it's very hard, but if I put it at $7.99, it's going to be one of the cheapest options out there. And again, I'm focusing more on a different niche that if you want essentially a cheaper way and more clarity, I mean, this is a good product, right? So I know that I can't compete with ChatGPT. They offer some other services that I don't offer. So I'm focusing on low cost and clarity information retrieval. The second product would be local government for AI support. So you can ask anything and it's going to respond. So with local government, many people, when they think about local government, they think about inefficiency. So the availability of information just increases efficiency and productivity in any organization. So a lot of information is dispersed, hard to find. Residents spend hours trying to find the right information to basically do anything, right? To get a permit, to open a business, to, I don't know, find their pet or where they can report it, a lot of things. So also, this can also be used internally by the city, essentially to improve their efficiency at the same time. So I think, in my opinion, that this is an obvious solution. Just asking how to, where to, when is, forms, documents, permits, events, alerts, citations, city ordinances, whatever. So this would be an enterprise solution. Essentially, you would scrape the website all the time so that it's always up to date, right? And from what I've seen is that companies do this on like, because right now I'm by myself, so I have to provide more value than other companies and focus, I guess, more on the individual client. And since these are, I guess, I'm focusing on bigger organizations, that this kind of enterprise solution is a good way to tackle this problem. They don't do this, right? They do chatbots or things like that, and they hand it over to the organization, and they have to clean their data. They have to do a lot of things. They just provide the infrastructure to do so. And if you really don't know how to clean the data and organize it well, garbage in produces garbage outputs, right? So, yeah. And then from there, we can also, I can also do a information availability report, for example. Any broken links, things that are not up to date, all of that would be something I let the city know, right? That this doesn't work, this is outdated or whatever. And then if they wish to update it, then that's on them. So this is the So this is the demo for the city. Now I built this without knowing if they would want it or not. So let's see. So right now it's just asking what permits do I need to open up a business. And with this, I think it's way easier to get in Brownsville because I'm from Brownsville. And I just decided to go ahead and build this because I thought it was a good idea. So we'll see if they want. Right now it asks virtual use, and then it's just I guess this is gonna be like a 6-minute video. If anyone has questions in the meantime. Essentially, it provides you, what's it called, links, forms. It can answer in Spanish. Right now it's gonna do a question in Spanish. So, yeah.
So for that one, you customize your software for a specific line. For that one, you customize it.
Yeah, so the thing is that there's sort of like a exponential graph that, for example, in the other page, you upload a document, and I mean a big document may take at most like 3 or 4 minutes. Over here, what I did was pre-process, clean, do a lot of things, and I'm using another model. As you can see, the responses are fast, right? Didn't like 2x or whatever. So I'm using another model. This one's more expensive. And this it gives, for example, in the other one, you ask a question and it's gonna answer that question, but might not give you other more relevant information, right? So that's just the thing, the trade cost, the cost of the computational power versus the performance. Over here, it's detailing, as you can see, a more complete response with other information a user might find relevant. So yeah, it asked about permits for alcohol sales, I think in Spanish. And yeah, it guides you to the TABC website and the PDF for Brownsville application, the PDF. Yeah, same thing, marriage license. Now, the only thing is that I'm not too sure what information to put from the county or not, because, for example, if you live outside Brownsville, you need permits with the county. And if you live in Brownsville, you don't need those permits, but you pay taxes from here. So I just need to talk to somebody to tell me exactly what they want me to put from the county or any other place, right? Again, now I talked to somebody in the city and they sounded interested. And they also said that this could be used internally as well. And another thing that I could do is, for example, if they want to upload their own private information, I can put that internally so that the public has no access to that information, right? And that can be used by each department or whatever.
Are you still in your presentation, or can we ask questions?
Yeah.
Okay, because we have to finish your presentation and then we ask questions.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna take like 3 more minutes, but it's just asking questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what drove you to do this? I mean, what was your reason for starting? Are you operating this already, or this is?
No, it's not live, but.
I mean, tell us your story. How did you get into this?
I finished my master's in applied AI from San Diego. So this was part of my master's thesis or whatever. And yeah, I mean, I got really good results, and the thing is just to implement it, right? So yeah, I was working with another guy, but now I guess it just pulled me a little back. I had to do like all the work, so I took care.
We'll take care of it.
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
So-
Because in that portion, I did like 90% of the work. And yeah, this is just, I guess the technology is up to the point where it can be implemented in an enterprise solution if you know how to do it, right? So I just thought of where there's a need, right? And maybe an underdeveloped section or niche, right? And the thing is that with local government is, I'll admit, very hard to get into or do business with cities, but there's companies like Unicode, and they do government software. They do like 12,000 municipalities. So my thinking is that if I can get 20 cities, something like that, there's an opportunity for an exit opportunity where they can acquire me or something like that. So yeah, I mean, I think it's very doable. Now, I would need more people, right? Obviously, somebody for sales. I'm not the best salesperson. I know my strengths and weaknesses, but I'm pretty good at this. So yeah, I mean that's sort of where I'm at. And yeah, anybody has any other?
Does anybody have any questions?
You said you couldn't compete with ChatGPT. I don't know exactly how it works, but can you add this like a plugin to ChatGPT?
Yeah. I can definitely do that. It's just that this takes a whole lot of time. But yeah, it's essentially I could do a plugin for that, and it's basically
It'll work the same way.
Yeah.
Hey, question. I got here late, so I was supposed to leave for meeting, so sorry about that. However, I have worked with the city of Brownsville in the past. I know that when I was with the city a couple of years back, we were in talks with a software development company, which was doing something very similar to what you just showed. And I do see a lot of potential in city government for your specific niche. So I think that's something that's amazing. It's not so much of a question, but if you do need some help with, getting some information, I could definitely help you on that specific.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I really need any and all help anybody might want to give me, because I'm tackling like big entities or whatever, and it's kind of scary the first time, right? But it works, as you can see, and I think this can help save hours and hours of time for residents. The product works, is there. It's just, I guess, targeting the cities, because the thing is this, every city has this problem, right? And I know they're interested, and it's just something that, to go ahead and tackle, to acquire those clients and just build up from there.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with the CityBot, but they're the ones that they partner with the city of Brownsville to do.
Yeah, and if you, I guess, if we want to go into the cityofbrownsville.com right now, there's a chat widget on in the right hand corner.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. I mean, the only thing it does is that you type message and you can send the message to the city, but other than that, you type like mayor, it's going to give you the link to the city commissioner, something like that. And that's all it does. It just gives you a link to, and that's just a simple keyword search. It's very simple, right? So they're paying for that service. I don't know how much, but it's a service that honestly doesn't work at all. And you can,
Just a quick question. So most of these documents you can find online, especially if you go to the county clerk's office. I noticed that there's a fee on it. One of the main reasons why people go to the courthouse to get these documents is for that authentication seal, which I'm assuming your site will be authorized or not. Just to get a copy online, that's pretty easy to get if you go to the right resources. The key importance for the fee, which is what the county imposes, is for that seal of authentication to know this document is valid and it's a real document and not a photocopy.
Yeah, and that's not what we're focusing on. This is just a tool for research, right? Now, from there, you can say, hey, well, then I need to get that document, right? And I need to go here. Obviously, like for example, how can I get a marriage license? It's going to guide you to the correct place. From here, you're not going to get your marriage license, but you're going to know where to get it, right? So it's just an efficiency tool. It's not an all-encompassing magic, right? It's just going to tell you, hey, you need this, go here, and instead of doing 4 or 5 trips, you're just going to do one, right?
I already know, like, I know how to search on the site.
Yeah, but, I mean, you might, but there's a lot of people that.
Yeah, and that's actually a big problem that the city was, I'm sure there's still, with that people don't know how to search for forms, which obviously, some of us are familiar with that, what others don't, especially if there's people
Well,
coming
if you're
from
talking
outside the
about a technology challenge person versus a non-technology challenge person, and to bridge that gap, I'm not sure if something like this would solve the problem.
Well, I think it depends though, because there's, I think it's for the average Joe, I guess.
Yeah.
That is just looking to where to go.
Yeah.
I mean,
And now,
not
is
necessarily
this
like a search engine.
also in Spanish?
Yeah, it asks the question. I don't know if you saw it.
Or so I'm thinking of the component of like, something like my mom. She still has a technology challenge, so
Yeah.
she would be the type of person that'd say, I'm gonna go to the courthouse, but she just doesn't like.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, but one of the questions was in Spanish, and
Oh,
it was a very good response.
So instead of searching all the website looking for all the information.
This is just like a central
Like a little
repository.
line.
Yeah.
It's more of an extension.
I think it's a great tool, because you kind of wind it down to specifically maybe where to go find that document or where to search
Yeah.
for it. Even if you have to go to the courthouse and get that sealed, which you probably have to anyway.
Yeah.
So is it more intended for, I guess, maybe paralegals or, are you targeting a certain, population, or is this just generally for anybody that's
Well,
just?
my thing is, I don't know if we can go to the cityofbrownsville.com website, but essentially, this whole thing, the same size. Imagine if this was cityofbrownsville.com, and then I just didn't, the chat just appeared, but over here it says AI customer support. Click here to start a conversation. You can ask anything about forms, hablo en español, lo que sea. And then there you can just ask whatever question. Obviously, on the top is still going to have the search bar, right?
So BTS engage the.
Yeah, and here we can ask questions when you want. You can ask any of the questions, and you're going to see it has a very terrible response. Right now it's going to show up. No, very well. But this thing over here can go in the top, and the thing is that this is a very low code implementation. I'll implement it right, but essentially what you just need to do is copy and paste some HTML. It's going to be there. So this is the chatbot it has right now. I don't know. You can ask whatever question, and it's just going to give a very bad response.
It's a good question.
Or do you ask that one?
That's
Never too early.
We don't give permits for upload.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it does take you to the link, right? But I guess this is one of the most commonly asked questions. But if you ask anything else,
I don't know, marriage license or something like that.
yeah.
Okay, does anybody else have any more questions?
I have one. How do you protect, for example, because we're talking about those are public documents are out there.
Yeah, and all of this is just public documents, right? All of this is from the city of Brownsville, .com and the city ordinances and some information from Cameron County. So all of this is public information. Over here, I think it said like a phone number or something, but that's just a phone number that wasn't the website. So all this is public information.
Yeah, because, for example, I wanted to ask you, how can you protect those documents, or if I don't know if that has that capability for the private enterprises? Like they want to put their, like the process of all their information, so if there's an employee that wants to know how to do something, they can ask.
Yeah.
The chat and then get that response based on information like processes, so and all the documents that internally goes,
Yeah,
private
so
companies have.
one of the things, all of these questions, like for example, if you input a question, whatever, none of this is used for training the AI, right? So all of this information is just discarded as soon as the computation is over. Another thing, if you upload documents, this is uploaded into a vector store, and it has GDPR compliance. So your information is kept separate from somebody else's, and it's compliant with it. It's called Mango Vectors. So if you want to look it up, they have all the regulations.
Because for example, I have it is something, aside of that question, but for example, I pay some license to have somebody qualified or certified human resources person to answer any questions that my clients might have.
Yeah.
but they just refer to our library that we also offer to our clients. So that might be a good option, like, if we put all those documents in one place, all the documents that have to be with Department of Labor, visa, and all those, laws and or probably cases, that might be a good solution.
I mean, there's different levels to this. The first website was focused more on an individual user. Like I said, there was a trade-off between performance and cost, right? And it was just $7. But we can do, and this is more on the high end, right? Because you want to give very, very contextual rich response and blah, blah, blah. But we can also do something in the middle where we can deliver to just like somewhere in the middle, right? And provide a solution for businesses where they can upload their own documents, right? The private information. Because over here, what we're doing is that we're scraping the information, the public information periodically, so that it's always updated. So this means that it's basically zero upkeep from the city. And that's a very huge, it's something very important, especially in big organizations, because you don't know what one guy did in one department and updated this and he didn't tell about somebody else. And the more people there are, the more opportunity there is for disinformation, right? So, and inefficiency. But yeah, if you want, you can upload documents to your department or whatever, and then you can ask just questions about your department if you want. And another iteration of this, right?
I know you mentioned city and the county. Have you considered maybe approaching the school districts, like IDEA and EISD? Because of public information, I know that sometimes parents call, they want to know how to get a transcript from older, from many years back, where do we go? And sometimes they get transferred from one department to another. And this could save them time by just researching what department to call first or where to go.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places where this can be implemented, right? I built this and I built it very extensively so that you can ask virtually any question that's been asked. Now, this can be applied to basically any other organization, and there can be a custom solution.
Are you certified with the state as a health vendor and all that? I've heard a lot of conversations about selling to municipalities.
No, I barely opened up
I think before you approach that, make sure you get certified, because you need a process to sell to the state.
Yeah, I just opened up the LLC. This is basically a proof of concept, right? And it works like if you want to ask whatever, ask it, and yeah, I mean that's the point where I'm at. And before taking all those steps, I just really wanted to work on the product itself, because this is, I guess, this is more about the product. If it works, it works, right? And if it works, then the clients or anything else will naturally, with the right contacts or whatever, will eventually close or whatever, hopefully.
All right, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for, do you need to choose that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thanks. We gotta put those slides in. So thank you so much for presenting. This is what it's all about. Even if you're an entrepreneur, still in the proof of concept or in the early stage, a very early stage, that's what we're here for, to kind of support them and give good feedback. Thank you for that feedback. It's opening new markets, new ideas, new strategies, new ways of, improving, enhancing to the valley or to Bronzeville. So with that said, again, if you're interested in being a presenters, and if you're interested in being part of the coordinating team for 1 Million Cups, please see us after. We need all the help we can get. This is a weekly task for us, and sometimes it's a little challenging. But again, this is a community-based program, so any help that we can get from y'all will be truly appreciated. So come and talk to us about being part of the coordinating team for 1 Million Cups. All right, so here we go. New year, new programs, new initiatives. We are running fast with everything that we have going on. So just to start off, we're gonna be closed next Monday, just kidding, we are gonna be closed next Monday. So it's a holiday for the university, I do believe that BCIC, are you guys open? No? Jeez, those guys have no holiday then. So they'll be closed, so E-Rich, I guess, will be closed, if you're a member of the incubator, member of the co-working space, then you'll be able to come in with your access. So, the facility will continue to be open for all our membership. So next week, we will have our usual 1 million cups, so coming back and join us for that. So we are starting our whole round of Kaufman Fast Track, which is our entrepreneurial program here at eBridge and beyond. So if you are interested, applications are open, they are closing very, very soon because we start our cohort on January 24th here in Brownsville, which is now called the Blueprint Business Program, but it is powered by, of course, our Kaufman curriculum. So apply. If you have anybody that is interested in applying to this program, we have 2 cohorts, one in English and one in Spanish, and we start on January 24th, Wednesday, January 24th. On January 24th, we do have a launch in Carlton for our Kaufman Fast Track, so those are closing probably by this Friday, right, Julie? We're thinking of closing. So if you are interested still and you are in Harlingen or you know somebody that's in Harlingen that might be interested, please tell them to apply for that. So all applications are on our website and you can join either one, you can apply for either one of them. On January 25th, we're relaunching our community series in attacking social determinants of health. This is in partnership with Velocity Texas in San Antonio and the the Methodist Healthcare Ministry. So come back and listen to our speaker that will, talk about legalities, talk about business practices in this area of social determinants of health. This is a great series that we are partnered with them. It is for us to invite and inspire innovation in this area and in this field, and we want all of you to be part of it. So come back on January 25th here at eBridge for that initial seminar. And we will be running this every month for about 6 to 7 months, so continue to come. And February 12th is application deadline for our Startup Texas competition and, for the accelerator program for quality of life. Quality of life. So if you are a business in the services industry, entertainment, retail, anything that, that kind of contributes to the quality of life of a person, of a community, of a region, apply for this program. It is a great accelerator program. It gives you a lot of insights and it prepares you for the competition for Startup Texas, which of course you know about, and you can win up to $40,000. So, a lot going on. That's just the beginning. We have a lot of new programs and events and networking events that we'll be launching very, very soon that we'll be telling you all about. So keep coming back so you can learn more about them. We have, quite a bit of work this year, but we're very excited to bring it to you and bring it to this community. So with that said, thank you for being here today. Happy New Year again to everybody. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday and restful. And let's get back to work. So coming back every Wednesday, we'll see you here next week. Thank you.